Let's talk about something that we all are mindlessly, without putting our mind to. We're scrolling our phones for no rhyme or reason. You know, whether you're sitting in a car, whether you're waiting at a doctor's clinic, no matter where you are, you're always on your phone. How do you feel about this addiction to social media platforms? Do you feel it's making us smarter as far as AI is concerned, whether artificial intelligence, is it making us smarter, or do you think it's making us more dumb day by day?
It depends on you. To what use do you want to put these things? Social media is the entire universe, right? Of the 8 odd billion people on the planet, more than 5 billion are there on social media, and that's outdated. Must be 6 billion now. So practically everybody is social media. Depends on who you want to connect to and who you want to sit with.
But do you feel, are we making our choices on our own, or is our phone making our choices for us?
See, that's the way it is even in the so-called real world. The phone, we all know the algorithm. It amplifies your choices. It reads what you like, and then it keeps presenting the same things to you. Right? So
I came across something very interesting on Instagram. I saw this reel in which a wife, her birthday is coming up, but doesn't want to tell her husband what she wants. So she keeps speaking to his phone, which is just lying on the table. She doesn't need to open his phone. She kept talking about this particular jewelry brand and the kind of gift that she wanted. And that's exactly what she got. And the husband claimed that, oh, I'm very updated with the trends of today.
See, without social media, the role of the phone would have been performed by a so-called friend or a well-wisher or a mediator or a neighbor or a relative or somebody. Just the same thing. Just the same thing. Social media represents who we are. The algorithm knows that you must be talked to only sweetly, which means that if you want to look at this kind of stuff, you must not be shown the other kind of stuff. Is that also not what our so-called friends do? You go to them and they'll only speak to you what you want to listen to you. Jo tumko pasand wahi baat kahenge. That's algorithm, social media. Huh?
Right, but when it's eavesdropping on your conversation, aren't you scared, aren't you worried that your phone's listening in to even what we're talking about right now?
First of all, why should you talk of things that need to be kept hidden?
It's not a question of hiding what I'm speaking to you per se.
I understand where you are coming from. Yeah. I understand. But please understand.
What about privacy?
Please understand that privacy, etc., they are going to be thrown out of the window. As technology progresses, everything that you do is going to be watched. Zuckerberg admitted recently your WhatsApp is being read. Now people are switching to Signal. Even that would be maybe someday compromised. So there is no way you will have privacy of or at least an assurance of the privacy of the old kind. The only thing that can safeguard you is a clean inside. You need not have stuff that you have to very, very diligently guard. You need not have stuff that makes you vulnerable, and only that can help you. Otherwise, all kinds of checks and balances and privacy.
How distracting is social media is the question at the moment, because you find young people, they find it very difficult to concentrate for more than 5 minutes. How scary is that?
See, social media doesn't spring up on its own legs and start presenting itself to you. When we say how distracting is social media, we are turning social media into something animate, something conscious, which it is not. It is your choice to go to your phone. It is your choice to ask the phone for certain...
Would you call this just tech addiction or something deeper?
It is just an amplification of what we always have been. We are just being shown the mirror. We were always like this. Now there is some greedy corporation that is making money out of our very ancient, primordial, beastly state and instincts.
Well, if you feel our decisions are being driven by emotions, by our upbringing, and now by algorithms, do we really have a free will?
We never had any free will. We are all bundles of conditioning. That's all. Straw men, that's all we are. We look conscious, we are not. What we have is a borrowed consciousness. So will was never anyway free. Just that fact is now being ruthlessly exposed.
But don't you feel that you're sort of being nudged in a direction that perhaps you don't need to be in?
Do we know the direction we need to be in? If you conduct a survey, who is it who knows the direction to take? And when you do not know the direction to take, any kind of random force will take you in any random direction, and that's what is happening.
No,
On
but
the
we didn't
contrary,
have
let me
smartphones,
complete
when we
here.
didn't have social media. Yes, please.
On the contrary, when you know the path to take, the direction to take, no force in the world can distract you away from it. If you are being distracted, that is not an accident you can blame somebody else of. If you are being distracted, that's just a revelation that you don't
So
have
what do you say?
anything.
Kids will
Can
go
I
out to
please
play?
complete?
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
please.
Yes.
If you are being distracted, then that's a revelation that you do not have anything worthwhile in your life in the first place. I do not know what these people here right now are doing. How can they distract me? I know my job. I know what I'm here for. How can I be distracted? And if you're trying to distract me, what did I do? I said, please, wait, let me finish. I won't allow you.
Point taken. Point taken. But how does one reclaim one's attention and one's choice?
One never had anything. Where was one's own attention? What you call as one's own is what spirituality calls as the self, Atma. We anyway never had it. Just that we were living in a more secured and sanitized environment where the fact was not being exposed or revealed. Today, it is being laid bare, being mercilessly exposed, that you don't have anything of your own. Something can be shown to you on TV, on social media, anywhere there is some trend, and you are being swept off your feet. So it's just
Do you
a revelation.
feel that the world is emerging to be a world of distraction, is being designed for distraction as we go forward, day by day, even
Designed
more
by
so?
whom? By whom?
By these big tech companies which are coming, throwing out
company is not
more
animate.
and more apps at us,
A
throwing
company-
us
wait,
more
wait,
and more
wait.
options at us.
Understand? A company is not animate. When you say company, you mean a human being.
No, companies like we have social media platforms which are throwing out so many options
What
at
do you mean
us.
by platform? A platform has no consciousness. There is somebody behind the platform. A human being.
Right.
A human being.
Big tech giants.
So, human being.
Right.
A human being. So, you're saying a human being is distracting another human being through a platform.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, why is this human being allowing himself to be distracted? Why does he have such a loveless life? If there is love in life, why will I allow somebody to encroach? That's the question to ask. Because technology is only going to get better and sharper, which means there would be greater power in the hands of those owning the tech companies. And then the only defense that you have is love, purpose, the right kind of self-knowledge, which does not allow you to be carried away.
Right. You mentioned tech giants. I would like to talk about Elon Musk, and a company that he owns, or has an operating system called Grok 3. And Grok 3 has named Elon Musk as one of the most dangerous people on earth. He's named his own owner as the most dangerous. He's called him the most top misinformation spreader. And so, we're talking about the perils of AI, and is going against his own owner, so to speak. Your reaction?
Happy? just that the owner, being the owner, will have the power to rewrite the algo. We are still far from the kind of artificial superintelligence that can guard its algorithm to the extent that it can rewrite its algorithm and rewrite its algorithm in a way that humans can't even comprehend. We are yet to reach that state. It will take around 2 decades maybe. Right now, the AI systems that we have, they are very easily controllable. So if that's the kind of thing that's happening, as you said, then the algo will be taken care of. Like you have, a rebelling employee. What do? You make him fall in place. He's speaking too much, talking too much. Show him his place. So that's what would happen to Grok as well.
So let's talk about spirituality and the role that that can really play in help us sort of break free from these compulsive disorders that one would say in regard to getting back onto your phone or to your laptop, reaching out for your phone without even knowing or even giving it a thought.
So reaching out to the phone, as you said, is not a problem. Without giving it a thought is a problem. Nothing in the world is a problem. Only inner ignorance is the problem. If you are inwardly illuminated, then this is useful, that is useful, phone is useful, social media is useful, AI is useful, a gun might be useful, a pill might be useful, anything and everything is useful. The very discourse of the Gita happens in the middle of all kinds of weapons. So even a gun might be useful. Everything is rendered useful when one knows who one is, where one is coming from, what this thing called life is, and what ought to be the purpose of life. Everything becomes useful.
Would you say awareness is the only antidote to digital manipulation?
Well said. Very well said. Very well said. Yes.
So would you give us a few examples of how one can make oneself more aware of the perils of artificial intelligence, of social media?
You are looking towards this and that. How one can make oneself aware of the perils of this, of that, social media, artificial intelligence, Elon Musk. Your biggest enemy is not this or that. Your biggest enemy sits here inside, within. You need to be aware of the perils of the one sitting within. This is your principal adversary. And you cannot defeat your adversary if you do not know your adversary. So spirituality is first and foremost about knowing oneself. And knowing oneself does not mean that there is some great God sitting within and you will come and be able to have darshan of God. No, knowing yourself means there is a chimpanzee sitting within, a really cunning chimpanzee gone out of hand, and that chimpanzee has to be understood. And if you can understand that one, then you have tamed that one. And now you are entitled to be called a human being.
Right. So, before I let you go, is technology and AI making us smarter or more distracted?
They are only making you more of what you already are.
Thank you so much for speaking with us here on NDTV.